morning, good morning, good morning. We got this ugly girl in the background. Dear heavens. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm gonna try to have a great day without her. Pray for me, y'all. Honestly, don't have a plan of action today with the CRX. I know I do want to start removing some of the suspension off the rear of the CRX. Pause. So it's very possible that I will be removing the suspension, and I say that because everything back here is pretty much going to be new. Sway bar, lower control arm, the links, the shocks themselves. Forgot the name of these. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the trailing arm. That obviously is going to stay the same, but I have new bushings for it, and I eventually want to take it off to repaint it. I know that there's another link a little further in that way that is also going to be coming off. I have that new as well, so I think that's probably what I'm actually going to do today, is remove the suspension. So what I actually want to do with the CRX is, once it's 100% ready for the paint, I'm actually going to build like a wooden cart with wheels, so that I could roll it onto the trailer and then take it to the paint shop or the paint guy's house. I don't want to take it to him with all the suspension on it, with the wheels on it as well. I don't have any steelies, so yeah, I want to take it to him complete shell on a rolling frame or cart, whatever you want to call it. So I guess let's get started, man. Let's get started on removing the sway bar, and we'll see what else we could take off. So since we're gonna start with the sway bar, there's a bolt here, there's a bolt here, and then obviously the same on the opposite end. I'm gonna go ahead and spray them first with some WD-40 and let it sit for a bit, and then go ahead and take it off, because again, this car has been sitting for some time. But you got this guy right here, which is actually a 12, and on the back side the nut is actually welded, pause, to this actual bracket, so you don't need a socket, or a wrench on the other side, but you will need it here. Like I said, this is a 12, so we're going to start with removing this guy first. Sometimes if the bolt or the nut is too tight and you feel like it's not coming off and you don't want to bust it, a little tip or a little trick is to actually tighten the nut or bolt a little bit, and I mean an eighth of a turn, a quarter of a turn, and then you go ahead and loosen it. It'll come loose like that. So if it's too tight, tighten it and then loosen it up. Luckily for me, it's not the case, and it's actually coming off pretty easy. Now what I am gonna do is, once I take this off, I am gonna put this bolt right back into the socket, just so that I know this bolt, it goes where it's supposed to go. All right, next up is this guy. Again, if it's too tight, you want to try to loosen it a little bit. You want to tighten it a little bit, and now, boom, now she's coming off pretty easily. So shout out to Harbor Freight for all the tools that I use. There we go. My ratchet is kind of messed up though. I need to buy a new one. You can see how beat up, broken, and nasty this thing is. I'm not gonna toss it, because I might know some friends who are building their cars and they may need it, so I could clean it up, keep it in my like CRX bins that I have, and just keep it, man. Don't want to throw it away, at least not yet. All right, very uncomfortable position, pause. But now I'm on the driver's side, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna take off the sway bar from that bracket, and then the bracket from the lower control arm, and then we'll go ahead and take off these upper bolts, and then that way the sway arm itself can actually come down. I'm gonna take that guy off, then the one that's here on this back side, again, pause. Then once those are off, then I could take this one and the same right there, and then this sway bar will come off. We got the pigs at the end of the block. What they want, what they want. And then there's a bird up there. What's going on? What we got going on in my neighborhood right now, man? Just know I'm gonna be no help to y'all. So don't come asking questions on my property, because I know nothing, I ain't see nothing, I ain't do nothing. Kick rocks. And now this bolt here that's holding the sway bar to this bracket is also a 12. So to put on and or remove sway bar on a CRX, you're gonna need a 12 mil and a 14 mil. What's crazy, these bushings actually look pretty good for being as old as they are, unless they were, you know, bought new. And what's crazy is, for this car being on the dirt for so long, these bolts and underneath, it's not even that bad compared to what the driver's seat was, which is crazy because that was inside of the car and we're here on the outside underneath, and it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And there it is. Dinky little sway bar is out. Like I said, these bushings actually look pretty decent for the amount of time that they sat. And it sat underneath a tree in the dirt. So sway bar is out. Now that the sway bar is out, I am gonna go ahead and remove this bracket, same on the driver's side, that one there, and can you see it? And that guy right there. Probably put a piece of tape on them and label it which side is which, even though it's pretty obvious which side is which. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and remove that as well. Like I mentioned before, brackets are off, and I went ahead and put the bolts back so that I know where they go. And yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the driver's side. Outside, just hanging with the broski, with the pops. So I actually just spoke to my painter guy, and he actually said, "Yo, Flacco, I prefer if you leave the suspension. Excuse me. I prefer if you leave the suspension and tires and whatnot on it, so that I could roll it around easier at my property." So we're not going to go ahead and take off all the suspension. I'm going to leave it the way it is, but I am going to go ahead and remove this mount. This is the rear mount that is sitting on the subframe. It's just a pain in the dingleberry to get to the back. Where's my finger? To get to this back bolt that's back there. So that's what I'm going to work on right now to try to get off. First, let's see if I even have the right size. I have a 14 right now, but I feel like it's not going to be a 14. Oh, it is a 14. I'm lying to myself. All right. Then I have this little knuckle I'm going to try to put on top. Oh, you mother. How the hell am I going to get that out now? All right, so that little knuckle that I had actually fell, but I have two extensions. And it seems like we are good to go. So that's how that comes off. Hopefully when I go to put the K in and that K rear mount, it's not as much of a pain as this one is. Boom. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now I do have this headlight harness right here that sits on the driver's side. That's coming out of that grommet right there. Now I am gonna have a tucked engine harness, and this headlight harness I'm actually gonna want to run up along this fender here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off of that clip, take that ground off, and slide this back into the car so that it's not sitting out here in the engine bay, and we can get rid of that. Same as this guy. This one looks a little bit more difficult to try to sleeve through in there, but I'm gonna do my best. Let me there we go. It looks a little harder to sleeve through that grommet there, but I'm gonna try my best to get it through there. But for sure this one will get out the way now. Got the grounds off of where they were, so now I'm gonna try to, I think I'm gonna probably cut that grommet off, honestly. I might be able to squeeze it in there. Let's see how it goes. Alright, now we pull it back on this other side, and now we have it sitting in here waiting for the next move. When I am actually ready to pass it through, it's going to be coming out of this guy right here, and then I'll attach it pretty much almost like this is. I'll attach it all the way around here underneath and go to the headlights where they need to be. So that next harness is gonna be a little bit of a pain to get because of where it is and what I would have to do to get it out here or in here. So I'm not sure how I'm going to manage that one because it's like way behind this air box. So I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with it. Some of you guys might hate me, some of you guys may hate me. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to cut a small slit right here because I think this harness, let me show you guys inside, goes to this little clip. And if it's this little clip, I can unclip it and hopefully pull out and have it come out of that grommet. And by the looks of the colors, I'm almost positive that that is what it is. So I'm gonna grab a clean razor, a new razor, cut a slit, unclip that down there, and cross our fingers. And please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this harness is actually for all of the AC stuff anyways. If not, then I slip it right back through and we're good to go again. Oh yeah, got these clips out, and then I noticed there's still more of the harness that's going in there, and I'm not sure where it goes, man. And I really don't want to sit there and take apart the AC box. I feel like maybe it goes to the AC controls, but it sucks. I don't want to go through all of that, man, just to get that harness out. But at the same time, I almost need to, because I want that engine bay to be clean. Ladies and gents, I have been defeated. I have to remove the AC components from underneath to get to this harness plug. And I also realized that this harness plug is also for probably, like I said, the AC, maybe power steering, maybe the fans, condensers, all that stuff, which the fan is probably the only thing I'm gonna be using, but I'll probably end up just running that one myself with the new tucked harness. So for now, I have been defeated for today. So I'll have to do another day where I remove all the AC components from underneath the dashboard. Now I'm not gonna throw away all the AC components, because who knows, maybe one day I want AC, but I have looked at other ACs that are like the aftermarket ones, so those are a possibility as well. But again, nothing is concrete, but I do want that harness out of the engine bay. So possibly the next video or one of these videos coming up, we'll be removing all the AC from underneath the dash. So it wasn't too crazy today on what we did on the CRX, but I wanted to give you guys something. I didn't even plan on working on the CRX today, to be honest, so I didn't have an actual plan. But sway bar is out, links, mounts, rear mount from the engine bay is out, harness on the driver's side is pushed into the man, I can't even think what it's called. Whatever, it's inside of the car under the steering wheel. This we'll have to work on another day. For those who entered the hoodie 500 hoodie giveaway, hoodies are being made, promise you. So they will be out soon. I appreciate you guys for entering the giveaway and doing what those couple little steps that I asked for. Your hoodie is on the way. I appreciate your support. Appreciate everybody's support. Appreciate you guys tuning in, watching my stuff, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification button down there. And as always, y'all know the motherfucking vibes. Chase the dream, not the competition. Peace, y'all.